This conference will now be recorded.
Let me make myself like this. Fine. Once you have taken license from Microsoft, if it is a fresh license, then you will find only this company, that DAT company. Okay, you will not find anything. You will find only the company DAT. Okay, so I mean to say, if you have taken license, you will not find USMF or DEMF. These are sample data provided by Microsoft for your practice purpose. But in reality, you will find only company DAT company, this company only. Remaining will not be there. Okay, fine. So in this company, first automatically if it is opened, it will be go to this one only, that company. First most important is you need to go to organization administration setup. Where is this? 1 minute. I think it is system administration. It should be organization only.
Under organizations.
Yeah. So here in this you will find organization addresses. Let me verify global address book. Yeah. So in 2012 you will find in setup actually. So here addresses, address setup. So let me write down organization administration. Organization administration, global address book. Addresses and address setup. Okay, this is the first step you need to do. The first step is organize this one, address setup. So what is this actually? Let me show in the system and we'll come back here and we'll discuss. So here you will find countries. You will find country regions. Next, states, 90% it may not exist. You need to create, or sometimes it may be exist. So Microsoft, I don't know the latest updates every time, whether it is provided by Microsoft or not, I'm not sure. First one is country region will be available by default. Country region will be available by default, but states it may not. If it is exist, that is fine. If it is not exist, you need to create states by clicking new. And county you need to create counties. If it is USA, there will be counties and cities. Next, district. In India it is called, like, we'll have districts. So if you make IND, we may find some districts. If it is not exist, you need to create districts. Okay, so country, state, county, city, district, and then postal zip codes. Okay, these are the things you need to create. These are the things you need to create. Now in the country master there are so many countries. 1 second. Because in 2012 something is there, I would like to verify whether it is changed in 2012 on D365. Give me 1 second, let me verify, but I will explain you if it is any differences between 2012 and D365. I will try to explain you what it is. But I want to give you some alerts here, most important. Otherwise, we'll try for Dubai. Dubai is not a country. It is United Arab Emirates. I'm sorry, this is I'm verifying in county. Here I would like to say. Look at this one, United Arab Emirates. It is ARE. The country. I'm taking example. United Arab Emirates. Okay. So many people think like Dubai is a country name. Dubai is a country name. So many people think like this. Dubai is not a country name. Dubai is a state. Dubai is a state. Dubai is a city. The country name is United Arab Emirates. UAE. United Arab Emirates is the abbreviation. For United Arab Emirates, the country name is ARE. Look at this one. ARE is Dubai country name. So now whenever you are implementing, so the client don't like this if he wants some other name. Another example I will take. Oman. The country name Oman is OMN. Look at this one. OMN. So clients, they may want to change the country name. They may want to change the country name. So system has flexibility to create a new. The full name of the country name Oman is Sultanate of Oman. Okay. United Arab Emirates country name is ARE. So don't create a new country. Remaining all fine. State, city, district, group houses, so many things are there. Those things, whatever you want, you can create and you can attach. But don't create country name. Why? If you create a new country name, then country specific features will not be executed from the name which you have created. Country specific features will not be executed from that country name. So it should be, you need to create, you should not create any new country. You need to use the existing country names. Then client may ask like, what is this name ERE? I'm not able to understand. This is international standards. As per the international standards, if suppose if you are sending courier from India or you are sending courier from Singapore to Dubai, then country name you need to mention ARE is the International Naming Convention. So you are not authorized to change that country names, international names. So that is the reason you need to like keep the name same as it is, whatever it is there. Don't create country names and like don't make yourself complexity this system. Okay, because if you map like this, if you create a new one, if Microsoft has localization, Microsoft has developed a like localization features. Take the example India, there is a GST localizations. Each country, there are so many countries, localizations exist. Those country specific features will not be executed from the new master which you are going to create. So use the existing country master. Understood? Everyone, any doubt in this? Okay, and then after that, where is this address setup? Yeah, address formats. So here you can create your own format. You can modify, you can add, you can modify whatever you want. Different address formats are there. You can attach that address format to here. So you can create your own address formats, because why it is Russia has address format group of houses is mandatory for Russia. This is for Russia. Okay, for USA county is mandatory. County is mandatory. Okay, so different countries has different formats. So those formats will be fulfilled here. So you can create, if you want, you can modify, but by default Microsoft has given majority address formats. If you want, you can create address format and you can change the address format here in the country region. You can map whatever you want. Understood? Or any doubt here? Anyone, please? Can you unmute yourself and respond? At least you are able to listen my voice.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So the first most important is address setup. You need to be freeze. So as and when it is required, you can create this different address formats. But my intention is like the company where you are implementing in that country, you need to verify the first setup, address setup. In that, anyhow, legal entity is available. You need to verify address format and you need to tag properly city, state, county, and everything. Okay, this is the first step. Next, second step, legal entity creation. Legal entity. So in the system, as of now, legal entity is equal to a company. Company equal to legal entity is equal to company at this point. In future, it may be changed. In future, it may be changed. I'm not sure. I cannot predict. But at this point, legal entity is equal to company. Company is equal to legal entity. Okay. So the next second step, you need to go to system administration. One minute. Oh, sorry, organization administration only. In organization administration, organizations, legal entities. Second step is organization administration. Legal entities. What is that? Give me 1 second. Let me. This is a new link. client. Performance options. Let me enable this checkbox, the first checkbox. So now,
Satya, what is the
yeah,
use of that client performance, that one?
okay. So I will show you that one. Organization administration, legal entities. The path will be shown here. The path in 2012, the way how it is, it will show this path.
We got it, got it.
Okay. Fine. So administration, organizations, legal entities. Okay, you need to create a new legal entity. So I'm creating new company. Suppose, can anyone tell me your favorite company name? No one is interested. I'm writing my own. TCS. Okay, here you need to select for which country you are going to implement. Fine. Click OK. I'm taking USA. Okay. Once it is created, you need to click on edit and you need to map. Okay, you need to map address, code and everything. So I'm selecting some address, something. Click OK.
It will come directly from the global address book, sir, which we had created earlier.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So you need to configure the address setup. Fine. So you have created new legal entity and map, like select or map the address. Okay. So new legal entity creation. And then address setup. Next, once it is done, here language, map US. So for practicing purpose, don't map some other languages. Okay. So for practicing purpose, just give me 1 second. Fine. Okay, so ENUS, try to map ENUS only for practicing purpose. In reality, suppose if you are implementing for any other legal entity, if you have license from Microsoft with the proper language, language, Okay, so this language is most important. By default it is UNUS only, but sometimes if you have a license from Microsoft, then you can use another language also. Okay, so this is depending upon the license from Microsoft. You can take the decision. It is also one of the most important. So language must be mapped.
Even the captions will be changed to that language.
Yes, the label names will also be changed. Suppose, for example, I'm changing to ENGB, Great Britain, UK. Now refresh. This is also English only. That one also English and this one also English. Okay. Now let me refresh. So here so at this point it is not changing. So naming conventions will be changed as per the language. Okay, I'm not able to show everything here. So this is a demo system. Try to map ENUS only for practicing purpose.
I
But
think we
in
need to
real,
close the browser, I think,
no.
Satya.
Even it is refresh also it will come, but it is not the effect. So at this point, because this is whenever you are creating a new company, at that time you will not find all these legal entities. Am I right? You will not find all these legal entities. At that time you will map whatever the language you want, you can map. Okay, so for this language, if you have license, you will get different languages also, because Europe has different languages. Spanish, Mexico, and there are so many languages. German has different, because particularly Europe countries, if you are implementing for Europe countries, we need to use German as a different country. Spanish has different, Swedish has different, French has different. They will use, but majority apart from the Europe, majority countries they will use English, but Europe countries they will use their own language, as per my experience, my observation. Okay, fine. So now once it is mapped, then automatically this company is available, TCS. Otherwise close the form and open a fresh browser so that it will be available. If it is 2012, my suggestion is, if it is a 2012, it is a desktop application, close the application and reopen the form so that it will be refreshed. Okay, so this is the second setup. This is the second step. Language must be mapped. Okay, and based on your requirement, like this one also you need to map. Organization administration, give me 1 second. Legal entities. This time zone also, based on your requirement, you are going to map. Okay, so in yes, and time zone also, as per your comfort, you are going to map it. Fine. So I would like to tell you the difference between 2012 and D365. One small change or major change. Here you cannot change the country in 2012, whereas in D365 system is allowing to change the country, but whereas in 2012 you cannot change that country. This country master country once it is created, you cannot change, it will be fixed. But whereas in D365 it was like Microsoft has given flexibility to change the country master. Okay, in 2012 you cannot change. That is the difference between 2012 and D365. Fine, now we are in the company TCS. So if I go to general ledger, general ledger, by default if you have only that company, third step is ledger setup, fiscal calendar. So fiscal calendar will be blank, you need to create fiscal calendar. Okay, fiscal calendars you need to create. This is in general ledger, ledger setup and fiscal calendar. Okay, fiscal calendars. So actually by default it is available here, but in reality if you have a fresh license you will not find any calendar. You will not find any calendar. You need to create a fresh calendar, new calendar and new year. While creating new calendar, I will suggest you to create at least 3 years before, or 3 or 4 years. 4 years before also create from, suppose 2020 you are implementing, at least 2017 onwards, create from 2017. I mean to say previous calendars if you want to create you cannot, like post calendars you can create, previous calendars you cannot create. So my suggestion is create at least 3-4 years before. It's not an issue, it will be available in the system. It is better to create calendars. Okay, 3-4 years depending upon your requirement. Fine, anyone is facing challenges? Listening? Okay, no issues. Fine, so next one is fiscal calendar, you have to create. Next, number sequences. Next one is number sequences.
Satya, so if we have time, can we create a new 2019, I mean in this case for TCS fiscal calendar, is it okay?
See here, this is CAL is the country calendar name. In that 2018, 2016, 2017 it is available. So it is actually, there are so many calendars it is available. Look at this one. These are those many calendars. Suppose if you want new calendar, you can create new calendar TCS. So usually we don't create like that, normal names only, TCS calendar. Okay, here my suggestion is create from 17. Create. This is new calendar. Next year, automatically new year, it is creating automatically from date and to date, create 2018 like this. Okay.
So on the right hand side, there is a, let's say, I mean, what this means opening and closing, I mean, operating.
Okay, so This I think we have discussed, like year-end process. So who is asking?
I think you are discussing finance. I'm from
Yeah.
TL.
Okay. So during year-end process, you will understand these things. During year-end process, it will be like,
Okay.
normally all are operating only 12 operatings, and 13 and 0 is for year-end process, finance year-end process. 0 and 13, it is for year-end process. That is a finance
Okay.
topic. Okay. Normal 12 periods is this one, 1/1/2019 to 31st December. Normal periods. Only 0 and 13 is for year-end process. Okay, fine. So the fiscal calendars created. Next one is number sequence. Suppose go to any parameters, any module parameters, any module parameters. Now any module parameters, you will find number sequences. Number sequences will be blank. Any module, like setup, the first one is parameters. If it is accounts payable parameters. If it is accounts receivable parameters. Any module, go to any module parameters, verify number sequences will be blank. Just I'm showing GL parameters and then another module parameters also. Here it is AP parameters, number sequences. It will be blank. So if you want to create one by one number sequence, it will take maybe 1 day or 2 days, one by one, if I want to create number sequences. So here right click, view details. There is a button called generate. So new button is available, and generate button is available. In 2012, there will be magic tool here, small tool. Here it is not like, it is not there, but same button, generate. Okay, if you click generate, next, simply you need to create, click on next.
But if we define a specific number series for purchase order or vendors, then
Yeah,
we have
if
to
you
do it
want,
manually.
yes, we can modify or you can create new one. I will show you that one also. Give me 2 minutes time, let us continue. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes time to arrange number sequences. As I told you, if you are creating manually, it will take some hours or some days also for you. Hours means here it may not be finished by finished in within 8 hours. It may be extended, maybe 15 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, I don't know. If you are creating manually, it will take so much time. So using this generate button, we are going to create. This is how many number sequences, means it is around 420 plus, around 420, 430 number sequences are there. It may be keep on changing. So based on module enhancements or something, depending upon the version to version, it will be changed. So those many number sequences will be created automatically with this generate button. So symbolically in 2012 you will find some magic tool. So you know that magic tool, am I right? Like this. The symbolic will be there in 2012, whereas in D365 it is not available. Okay, that button like symbol is not there. Here it is, symbol it is available. Right? In 2012, for each and every button, there is a small like symbolic will be there in 2012. Whereas in D365, they are adding one by one. For some it is adding, some it is not there.
So there, when this generate is happening in 365, is a batch job is running now in the backend?
It is not actually like a maybe batch job. I'm not sure what exactly it is progressing. Definitely it may be a batch job only. So like here, once it is done, it will show like this. Yeah, most probably it is a batch job only from the backend.
Okay.
Next. So it will show here. What is the number sequences are creating one by one module? There are so many things.
Satya, just for our discussion, can we export this to Excel just for our discussion?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we can't do it. Okay.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I'm not able to find that option here.
Sorry. Export is not there.
Yeah, that option is not available here in this screen.
Yeah. Next. So it is showing actually like to be frankly, look at this all modules. It is some 20, 30, some 20, 30. It is realistic, but in AP and AR it will show 195 and 163. In reality, it is not this many. Why it will show this many? I don't have answer, but it is these also around 20 to 30 number sequences only. And even it is in warehouse management, it is showing some number, but it is around maybe 20 or 30, but not, I'm not expecting those like 129 or something, 163, 208. Okay, so why it is showing, I don't have answer, but it will create whatever it is required. Click on finish. So it will take some time. Now it is executing backend. Yeah, most probably this is a bad job. Okay, it is executing. It will take maybe 1 or 2 minutes time. Then all the number sequences will be filled. All the number sequences will be filled. Now number sequences will be filled. Then you need to modify. If you want to modify or if you want to create a new number sequence to be added, you can change. So around 420, as I told you, 420 or 430 number sequences creating is little bit complex. That is the reason we are executing generate button. Now if I close this form and if I open once again GL parameters, if you observe, number sequences will be filled. Even parameters, AP parameters also, if you close and if you open, refresh also, it will be done. Number sequences, all module number sequences will be filled by using that tool at whatever I have shown. Using that, it will be generated, all the number sequences.
Wizard.
Yeah. So now if I go to purchase order, suppose if you want to change the purchase order number sequence, now I can go to procurement and sourcing module, setup, procurement and sourcing parameters. Number sequences. You will find purchase order number sequence by right clicking view details. You will find it is TCS-0001. This is the format. TCS-501. So for majority number sequences, this format only. For sales order, the same number sequence. For purchase order number sequence, the same. Now, usually what we will do, we'll map TCS-PO-001. So you need to change. I have added PO in this one so that I can understand this number is purchase order. For sales order like this, wherever you want, you can modify. Wherever you want, you can modify. Majority transactions till now, whatever you have learned, purchase order, product receipt, vendor invoice, sales order, packing slip, customer invoice, sales quotation, RFQ, request for quotation, whatever the transactions you have learned till now, you know the transactions. Suppose sales agreement, purchase agreement. For all number sequences, I will suggest to modify number sequences as per the customer requirement. This is one of the biggest tasks to you while implementing. Number sequences you need to propose and they will change as per their requirement. Okay, so there are so many number sequences. Yeah, yes please.
So I mean, we define purchase order here, but because we create return orders also from the purchase order, so we cannot distinguish that number series. I think.
Yeah, we can create. That is, we can do.
Because we create a purchase order and purchase return order from the purchase order, right? So is it possible to?
No, 1 second. I understood your question. Give me 1 second. Purchase return order has different number sequence. Procurement and sourcing module. So setup, procurement sourcing parameters, number sequences. Okay, so inside we don't have, yes. 1 minute.
It will be credit note or something.
No, what I meant to say, when you go to purchase order and click new, the system is already generated the number before we decided what document type it is, right? I mean, whether it's a purchase order or purchase document.
Exactly. Yeah, understood. So
that's correct, I guess.
Yeah. So there is no symbolic wise. See here in procurement sourcing, I'm going to use MF. Okay, all parameter, all purchase orders. So whether it is a purchase order is a type, because inside that is a type actually. So it will be continuous number only. Okay, here I will differentiate between these two. Give me 1 minute time. I will explain you. There is a slight difference. So purchase orders, it will be continuous only one number sequence. But posting, one is product receipt posting or vendor invoice posting.
Satya, different form is also available, no? To directly create a return order.
Different form is there, but it is like in the purchase order only. Type is there. See, whenever you are creating new.
No, not from here. Not from here. You go to the menu.
1 second. let me finish and then we'll come back, whatever you are speaking. Here the type. Okay, you are selecting written order here. So you are selecting vendor account. I will come to your point also, whatever you are speaking. Give me 1 minute, let me show. Purchase order, type written order. Type written order I have selected. And I have selected site and warehouse. So yeah, RMA number I need to enter. T&L people, they know about what it is. Something. Okay, so if you look at this one, it is 100. This is type is different, but it is a continuous number. Yeah, tell me now. Someone is speaking some other form.
Yeah, you go to procurement and sourcing, and in the main this thing, there is somewhere written order form is also there, I guess.
No, it is for sales orders, not for purchase orders.
Okay.
For sales orders, not for purchase orders. Okay. So this is continuous number, but 1 second. Accounts payable parameters. Number sequences. So here voucher is different. So product receipt voucher and invoice voucher, while doing credit note voucher different. I mean to say this purchase order and then product receipt and invoice. Am I right? So here you will have different number sequence. Purchase order will be the same, continuous, but invoice numbers it will be different. Understood? This is invoice number. This is credit note voucher number. Got my point? So while posting invoice, yes, we have different number sequence, but for normal purchase order it will be continuous only. Understood, everyone? So there will be product receipt number, there will be invoice number. At that time you have options. So this is, look at this one, this is vendor invoice number, invoice voucher number, whereas this is credit note voucher number. So if you are doing product receipt like invoice, at that time if it is like if it is purchase order, it will post to this account, this voucher. If it is purchase written order, it will take this one. Understood? Any doubt here?
So even the type is purchase order, but the quantity is negative, so it will take credit note voucher only.
Yes. It's not like quantity negative. Written order type purchase order type. If you select written order, it will show. It will take this one. If you are taking a order type purchase order, and if you are entering minus quantity, it will take this one. Because while creating a purchase order, we have two options. One is a type purchase order. One is written order. This is written order means credit note. Purchase order, if you enter minus quantity, this is also written order only, but it will take invoice, normal one, this one, invoice voucher, internal invoice. Understood?
Yeah,
that is the
correct.
major change between these two. Fine. What happened? Give me 1 second. Fine. Okay, so number sequence exercise is one of the biggest tasks for both finance and T&L consultants. You need to propose properly to the customer, and you need to make changes accordingly as per the requirement. Okay, so let me write down any module parameters, number sequence tab, create number sequences. Okay, create number sequences from generate button. Fine. So now go back to general ledger. So number sequences are ready. Next, finance team. This is pure finance. Next up is chart of accounts. You need to create. So general ledger, chart of accounts, chart of accounts. So let me go back to my company, TCS company. So by default, it will be blank. By default, it will be blank. As it is a demo system, we have USMF, DEMF, all legal entities. That is the reason it was showing all this chart of accounts. By default, it will be blank. You need to create chart of account name and ledger accounts. The main accounts and chart of accounts you need to create. You need to create chart of accounts. Suppose if you don't want to create one by one manually, there is a data management. Using this data management, data import export framework. Of course, in 2012 it is data import export framework. Now in D365 it is data management. So it was improved a lot in D365. It was improved a lot, and it is more friendly than 2012. It is more friendly than 2012. Using this one, you can import. Okay. So the first most important is chart of accounts. So finance team, you know this one. Okay, by default it will be blank. You need to create one by one chart of accounts. So the reason behind why it is available in TCS, this is enterprise level data we have discussed earlier. So even finance and T&L team, they know like enterprise level data. So enterprise level data means for T&L, enterprise level data means product and product master is enterprise level data. If you create in one company, it will be available in all companies. Same logic. Next step is financial dimensions. Financial dimensions. So go to general ledger. So dimensions, financial dimensions. This also will be blank. In reality, if you have TCS, like if you have only that company, if you have created a new company, it will be blank. You need to create financial dimensions. In this, one of the important tasks is to activate financial dimensions. To activate financial dimensions, you need to maintain maintenance mode. Maintenance mode. Okay, maintenance mode. So as I told you, like in LCS, If you have a license LCS, then there will be a simple left side corner maintenance mode. It is very simple. If you want in like implementation, you will find maintenance mode. You can open that maintenance mode and you can like on and off. Then only you can do the activate button. Otherwise, it will be in draft mode. If you create a new dimension, suppose I'm creating new dimension. Look at this one. Let me select. I don't know whether it is item group is exist. Item group exist. Suppose I'm taking item. I have created. Look at this one. It is inactive. Oh, sorry. Let me delete and let me recreate, so that pop-up message also will try to see what it is meaning. Refresh issue sometimes. So I have created. Look at this one. Updates to your dimension will take effective until dimension activation is run. Dimensions cannot be used until they have activated. Dimensions activation changes database scheme. So it is clearly explained like it will be maintenance mode from LCS. The activation of the dimensions is only allowed when your system is in maintenance mode. Maintenance mode enabled in this. It is very simple. Through LCS you can enable. Till that day it is inactive only. You cannot activate this. If you want, it will throw error message. Okay, this is one of the major change from 2012 to D365. In 2012 there is no field called like this activation. In D365 it is activation is important. Okay, yes please.
Satya,
Yeah,
I have one query, in the operating units, I saw few operating units like rental. 1 minute. Rental location and all these things. They are introducing newly or earlier also it's there?
rental location.
Yes.
1 second.
Region, branch.
So here it is not available. Am I right? This in this financial dimensions. Okay, but you are referring to organization administration.
Yes.
Operating units here. Am I right?
Operating units. Yes, that's correct.
Earlier we have only 5.
Yeah. While we discussed only 5. I can see now
It is only 5 here.
9. I can see. I will send you a snap.
Maybe it is. It may be a customization or modules, another modules or something.
I don't think so. That is standard
Okay.
environment itself.
So let me stop recording and let me make you presenter. Fine.
No, I cannot show like this because I don't have in this system. I have in my office laptop.
Okay, fine. In that
That's
case.
the reason. I will send
Okay.
snap alone.
Fine, no issues. Okay. So let me go back to our discussion in the ledger. So financial dimensions you need to create. Okay. So in the real-time scenario, you need to create financial dimensions. Okay. Next one is accounting structure. Accounting structure, finance team you know already, like accounting structure you need to create. chart of accounts, financial dimensions, accounting structure you need to create. Next, currencies. So next step is currencies. In this currencies, by default Microsoft is providing the currencies. Microsoft is providing currencies by default. You need not to worry or you need not to create anything. So currencies, regarding currencies, I would like to tell one information, a small information. Chinese has two currencies. CNY is international currency and RMB is their local currency. RMB is their local currency. They have another local currency as well. CNY, China yuan, is international currency. So you will find that China yuan only in the system. In this CH, whatever it is there, China yuan, that only it will be available. Yuan, renminbi, something. But actually, China has another local currency also, RMB, something that is not available by default. It will not be there because that is not an international currency. Okay, and Europe countries will have, one is euro and their local currency also. So Singapore, like Switzerland crowns, they have some Swiss crowns is their local currency, and euro also their local currency. Earlier it is UK, like GBP or GBR is Great Britain pounds. GBP is the local currency. Euro also will work. They have two currencies. Okay, so all currencies by default it is available in the system. You need not to create anything. It will be available by default. Whereas in AX 2009, the oldest version, 10 years back, there you need to create one by one. They need to create one by one. But here it is available by default. So countries master, how it is available, currency is also available. You need not to create. But as per the process, I have shown like currencies. Next one is currency exchange rates. Currency exchange rates you need to enter. Currency exchange rates you need to enter. Okay, currency exchange rates. So if you are doing business between different countries or any exports or imports, this is most important. Otherwise it is not much important, but at least you have to have one default type and you can map. Okay, exchange rate types, default exchange rates you need to create. Then the most important is ledger. The most important is ledger. So all are done, suppose exchange rates and everything. Now important setup, ledger setup, ledger. Look at this one. Here it is blank. Be remember, chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency. These three cannot be modified once any transaction is created. Once any transaction is created, you cannot modify. So chart of accounts mapping, it is important. You need to map chart of accounts. I'm mapping shared. This is the best practice. Shared accounting currency USA, USD, reporting currency also I'm mapping USD. So as per your requirement, you can map, and fiscal calendar also you can create. Suppose I have created TCS calendar. So this chart of accounts, accounting currency and reporting currency, these three cannot be modified once transaction is created but not posted. Even it is created also, it will not allow you. Be remember, be precaution. If it is by mistakenly, if you did some mistake, then you need to create a new legal entity once again and doing all the setups.
So Satya, one company that is a US headquarter and operating in India, so reporting currency you can change to INR. I mean for the local this thing, you mean? This the was the reporting currency means?
Okay, so who is asking?
Ali here.
Sorry? Ali.
Ali.
Okay. Fine. Actually, like Ali, it is like accounting currency is your local currency. Reporting currency is for specific reports. In finance, there is a lot of discussion happened. Okay, simply for because you are a T&L consultant, it is local currency. Suppose I'm running a business in India, then it is my currency is INR, and I will map reporting currency US dollars, because some of the reports I need to submit internally or my parent company or something for business purpose. I need one more extra currency. This is extra currency for extra reports, but all the reports will be generated in this currency only, accounting currency. Okay, clear, Ali?
Yeah, so it means that, let's say, I mean, I have a Microsoft subsidiary in India. Okay, so my ledger currency is USD, that is my accounting currency. But for local Indian authorities, I am just getting this reporting currency, this local reports, you mean to say?
No,
or it's just
not
only
local.
to...
No, this is for international. Means suppose you are doing business with, suppose in India you are doing, then it is INR only. That's it. Okay. Why it is required this one? Suppose you are going to establish one more company in Singapore, then I need reports in US dollars also. Some reports. It is not statutory reports. All statutory reports will be generated in accounting currency only, company currency.
Okay.
So here I may not map it. I can map like this also. It's not mandatory. Accounting currency is must, reporting currency is not mandatory. Understood?
Got it. Understood. Yeah. Yes.
So usually we'll map. So that is, you need to take the decision in the very first. In between you cannot modify. Look at this one. If it is, suppose I have mapped USD, that is the reason reporting currency exchange rate is not coming. If suppose I have mapped INR, then it is enabled. Then I need to map this exchange rates. If you are not mapped, fine, it will be blank. If you map same currency, it will be blank. If you map different currency, it will be enabled. You need to map exchange rate. Okay, fine. Once it is mapped, okay, you need to map account structure as well. So I'm mapping regular manufacturing BS. And manufacturing P&L. So that is in real-time scenario as per your customer requirement you are mapping. So once it is done, you need to map recalculate ledger periods. You need to run recalculate ledger periods. Suppose if you are doing changing this accounting structure. Every time whenever you are changing accounting structure, if you are mapping, run this recalculate ledger periods. Recalculate ledger periods, try to run this process. So this is, as I told you, I have given example for finance team, you know this one. This is brain. If you compare with the human being with ERP, this is a brain of the application. Every instructions is happening from here only. If you are posting any single transaction, the instructions will be given from here only. Okay, fine, it was mapped. Now like exchange rate gain and loss, you need to map. If you are doing foreign currency revaluation, you know that one, that ledger accounts you can map here. Okay, at this point I'm not mapping. You need to map foreign currency revaluation ledger accounts. Fine. So the ledger form was mapped. It is most important. These many times I used most. So be conscious whenever you are mapping chart of accounts and a currency. You need to think, you need to discuss with the business people, particularly CFO or CEO of the company. So what is the accounting currency and what is the reporting currency? You need to take the decision. Okay, fine. Next.
Satya, one question, Satya.
Yeah.
On the creation of main accounts, when we will be doing, like when we create chart of accounts account, parallelly we'll be creating the main accounts.
So no, here in the chart of accounts is a single name. Let me go back. So chart of accounts is a single name. Am I right? In that ledger accounts you need to create. It's a name. Chart of accounts is a simple name. Inside one by one you need to click new. So for practicing purpose you can do from here. Otherwise you will use data management. Whether I have given answer your question or it is different
Yeah,
from.
got it.
Okay. Next one is important. GL parameters. Earlier one time we did it from here for number sequences. Okay, now GL parameters. In this, what you need to map? Let us understand. So here in ledger form, maximum penny differences you need to map at least 0.01. Okay, this one and this one. So in general ledger parameters, ledger form, ledger tab, you need to map maximum penny difference and maximum penny difference in round like a reporting currency. Rounding in the reporting currency. Minimum 0.01. Okay, at least. So if you want, you can map 1 also, 0.10 also. Okay, I will discuss. So usually it is 0.01. Whatever you want, you need to map. So what is this? I will map. I will discuss. Give me 2 minutes time. I will discuss. We need to go back to 8th standard, like we'll discuss. Next one is batch transfer rules. Here there is synchronous, asynchronous, scheduled batch. Try to map asynchronous for you. I will come here. I will discuss this point once again. Okay, give me 2 minutes time. We'll discuss. Next one is GL, general ledger parameters. Batch transfer rules tab. Batch transfer rules tab. Map asynchronous. If you try to map synchronous, it will throw error message. Synchronous option is depreciated. Use either asynchronous or scheduled batch. So try to map asynchronous only. So in 2012, there are some minus points. Let us understand. Most probably, I don't think like you are going to implement in D3 in 2012. You may not get chance to, Microsoft may not release licenses for 2012 nowadays. I'm not sure, but in 2012 you can select synchronous also. In 2012 you have option synchronous, but whereas in D365, of course, up to 8.1 synchronous is available. From 10.01 version onwards, the latest versions, synchronous was depreciated. Synchronous was depreciated. In earlier versions, it is available. Okay, it is available in old versions. It is available, but 8.1 and before versions, synchronous is also available. So in 2012, if you are using 2012, try to map synchronous. If it is 2012, try to map synchronous. Okay, batch transfer. There is a batch, schedule batch also available. Usually we don't map batch, schedule batch. Why it was given means very large organization, very big organization will map schedule batch. Very large organizations, very big organizations will map. Means whenever you are posting some documents like purchase order invoice or FITX invoice, it will execute as per the scheduled batch. Means you can map the batch job and it will be, means the invoice postings we are posting offline and executing by batch job. You can map the batch job, this one. So for practicing purpose, don't map that one, map asynchronous. What is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? Synchronous means it will execute immediately. It will execute immediately. Asynchronous means it will verify the traffic. Based on the traffic, it will execute. Example, if you are in a traffic, you have a bike. If you have a small place, you are going to inside. That is synchronous. Asynchronous means you are waiting. Once the traffic is cleared, you are moving. That is asynchronous. Understood? Asynchronous means it will verify traffic, and once it is clearing, then you are moving forward. If it is synchronous means there is a heavy traffic, there is a light, red light was there, but you have a bike and you will go small lines. Wherever the place is available, you will take turns with your bike and you will try to move, even the traffic is stopped. That is synchronous. Understood? Okay, I hope it is clear. Now,
Satya, one second, Satya.
yeah.
like what is the purpose of this? Only to post immediate or post later? Only this purpose?
That's it. Yes, exactly.
So it will go to that particular vouchers. I mean, all those main accounts and all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
in the say it's to avoid locking of tables or something.
means that's what actually like traffic. So if you like earlier, synchronous also available in 2012. Synchronous means because in 2012 application, it is a desktop application, it is not that much traffic will be there, desktop application. Whereas web-based, this is a web-based application. If it is a web-based application, it is across the world. You may have some, I saw one company has 800 legal entities. One company has 1000 legal entities. All are in one database, big database, am I right? So in that case, it is not possible mapping synchronous because everyone is doing some transactions. It will be a heavy load always. That is the reason invoice posting will take some time if you map asynchronous. Actually, that much big organizations, they will map scheduled batch because data entry is most important rather than posting. Vendor invoice posting, once it is done, it is not required immediately the voucher. You are not getting any benefit from voucher directly. Am I right? Whether it is posted after 2 minutes, after 10 minutes, it's not an issue for you. You are not looking in reality. You will not verify the voucher every time once it is posted. That is posted or not, you will verify. If it is any problem, you will go back and you will re-verify. Otherwise, you have posted or not, you will verify. That's it. So that is the reason it is asynchronous, or like whatever I have given example, like 800 legal entities, 1000 legal entities, then they will map scheduled batch. In the night they will execute because data entry is the most important rather than postings, means voucher display. Okay, so this I will show clearly after some time. If you still have doubts, I will show you maybe after 2 days, like whenever I'm posting a purchase order invoice, I will show you what is the benefit. Note down in your notebook pending point to discuss further.
Satya, one final question. Like, if we didn't specify anything like asynchronous or synchronous, what it will happen?
No, it will be automatically one is mapped. It is whenever it is there, it was mapped like this. By default, system will map like this only. You are not going to map anything. If you create a new company, it will be there like this.
Okay.
By default, you are changing to asynchronous because for practicing purpose, I don't want scheduled batch. You can map scheduled batch also. Then you need to execute one like scheduled batch. You need to map and you need to. So
Okay.
this change I will clearly explain you. I will show you practically with one example after 2 days.
So sorry, just one last thing also. So
Yeah.
if we have a scheduled transfer mode as a scheduled one, so we still can go and click the post. It will take, I mean, it will still post there. So only those for which we have not clicked the post, but we have created the invoice will be come into effect for a scheduled batch. This is what you're saying?
You are going to post that button, but it will not execute after 2 minutes or 3 minutes also. It will be like scheduled time. Means if you are mapping scheduled batch, evening 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I will map one scheduled batch. It will execute at that time. Otherwise, if you want immediately posting, then we have one option. I will show you.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Definitely we'll discuss one more time about this one. Anyhow, it is most important and critical information. We'll discuss after some time. Okay, 2-3 days time. After 2-3 days. Fine. Now, maximum penny differences. What is this? Okay. So, so you need to go back to your 8th standard studies whenever you are a child. So 20 by 6 or 20 by 3. What is the value? Can you please help me?
6.66666.
6.666666 recurring. But in the system, it will be updated 6.67. So there is a difference between 6.666666 versus 6.67. Am I right? So by default it will be like 6.666 only. But if you map this 0.01, you are telling map it to rounding difference 0.01. System will take this. You are telling like rounding differences should be mapped to this calculation. Making sense? If you map 0.10 like this, then this value, can you please help me, anyone, if you remember mathematics rules? What is the value here?
6.7. 6.7.
6.7.
Yes.
7.
Yeah. So usually we don't go like this. We'll map like this, 2 decimals only. So it is 6.01. Okay, but you have mapped 0.01, but here it is okay. Now actual value is 6.6666. In database it will be stored like this only. In the front end it will show like this. So I don't know what is the character. It is around 10 digits or 15 digits or 20 digits. I did not remember. In database it will be posted, but in the front end like this. So there is a difference between these two. Agree with me? In the database level, maybe some 12 or 13 something. In SQL Server database, it was posted like this, but in the front end, it was showing like this. There is a difference. Am I right? Agree with me? These differences will be posted. These differences will be posted to accounts for automatic transactions. So new form I'm speaking. 12th, accounts for automatic transactions. Accounts for automatic transactions. It is available in GL. Posting setup. In 2012, it is setup and posting. This one. Okay. So many people will neglect this one. It is most important. Don't click new. One by one. It is so many. No need to click new. Delete. Click on create default types. Please look at this one. Create default types. So some 8 number sequences or 9 number sequences are available by default. You need to map this one with one account. Some account. So what is this account means? This is the differences, penny differences was posting to this account. So create defaults and create. So what it means, this difference between penny differences will be posted to these accounts. If you have not mapped, you will get error message like 6.67 accounting currency, reporting currency 6.67, debits and credits are not tallied. You will get error message like 6.7, 6.67, 6.67 is not tallying. The message will show 6.67 and 6.67. Actually, both are same, but you will get error messages like this kind of messages. So be remember, it is must you need to map this account. This is very minute paisa amount, very minute amounts. Okay. Whenever it is rounding differences comes, it is most important. Very 0.01 paisa, whatever it is there, it is rounding, that will be posted. It is most important for rounding differences. 0.01, whatever it is there, it is required, that account will be posted to here.
Always we have to define 0.01 only, or 0.01 we can define, because some countries, we need to define 3 decimals, right?
No,
Satya?
actually, like in dynamics, we have only 2 decimals. We don't have third decimal. Of
In
course,
Kuwait and all,
yeah, I know. So in Gulf countries, there are 3 decimals. In Gulf
correct.
countries, there are. Okay, so for that, we need to do a small customization. In EDT, inside it is in EDT, it is only 2 decimals. We don't have 3 decimals. We need to extend, or you need to do a small kind of customization.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah. So I have implemented in one of the country because I worked in Gulf countries. So at that time, it is 3 decimals is required.
Yeah, Kuwait, when I was implementing, over there also is 3 decimals.
Yeah, Oman also. In Oman also it is 3 decimals.
Yeah, Oman also 3 decimals. Yes, right.
Yeah. Fine. So that is a small extension. So we don't have Microsoft by default. It is 2 decimals only globally. We don't have any 3 decimal functionality. If you want, you can do the extension. Fine. Okay. So now GL related setups we mapped properly. GL related setups we have mapped. Okay. So now next, AP and AR we'll see later. Next step is T&L related setups. T&L related setups. So if you want to create an item master, now you need to recollect everyone. You need to create, if you want to create an item master, what are the mandatory fields?
8 things.
Yes, please. I need your help. What are those?
Storage dimension group.
Storage
dimension group. Okay.
Tracking dimension
group.
Tracking dimension group.
Product dimension group.
Product dimension group.
Okay.
Item group, item model group.
Item group. Item model group. I'm expecting can is at least score us a lot.
Purchase unit, sales unit.
Inventory unit.
Purchase unit, sales unit.
That's it.
Okay, these 8 mandatory fields should be mapped in the system. Okay, so now tell me, someone is okay, fine. So now before creating an item master, we need to create all these things. So storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group. These 3 you need to create. From where we can create, it will be in product information management. So in 2012 it is set up dimension groups like that. Okay, in D312 so it is some setup and dimension groups. I will show you that one. This storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group is also enterprise level data. Storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group is also enterprise level data. What is this enterprise level data means? If it is available in one legal entity, it will be available in all legal entities. Now, if I go to TCS company, product information management, setup, dimensions and variant groups. In 2012 you will find dimension group, whereas in D365 it was named as dimensions and variant groups. Now if you click on storage dimension group, it should be blank, but it is available now. Look at this one. Okay, so this is setup, dimensions and variants groups. In 2012 you will not find these variants, it will be fine, you will find dimension group. This is enterprise level data, it is available by default, you need not to create anything. You need not to create anything, it will be available by default. Okay, it is available. The same tracking dimension group also, it will be available by default, you need not to create. But whereas in if you have taken a license, fresh license from Microsoft through like partners, you will not find these things, you need to create this dimension groups. You need to create these dimension groups, it is your responsibility. Okay, so because enterprise level data, that is the reason it is coming. Next, inventory unit, purchase unit, sales unit. So this is available in organization administration,
Units.
setup, units and units. Organization administration, setup, units. So this units also enterprise level data. Units also enterprise level data. That is the reason it is available. Otherwise, if it is a fresh company, as I told you, fresh database, you can use unit creation wizard. And you can click next. Whatever it is minimum requirement, it will be created. You need not to create manually one by one, you can create. So it is organization administration, setup, units and units. Okay, next. Units and units. So purchase unit, sales unit, inventory unit, all are one unit only. You are mapping that one in the system. Next one is item group. So this item group is usual, it is available by default in P&L, but this item group handling or item group decisions, what are the item groups should be created, this decision should be done by finance consultant. So finance consultant need to discuss with finance team. It may be like a finance manager or finance director or CFO. Okay, you are going to discuss with them and you are going to create item groups, because based on item groups the financial postings will be updated. Okay, this is in inventory management. Inventory management, just give me 1 second. So I'm back. So inventory management, setup, inventory breakdown structure, inventory item group. So inventory management, setup, inventory item groups. So it will be blank. You need to create. This is not enterprise level data. It is company level data, like legal entity level data. You need to create item groups. I'm creating mobiles. Is one group. Once it is created, the account types are filling now. Look at this one. So you need to map the ledger accounts. The finance consultant responsibility to map the ledger accounts. Okay. We'll map this ledger accounts later. We'll do some transactions, we'll get error messages, and we'll map here so that we will recollect once again what is the ledger accounts. Next, item model group. Same. Item model groups. You need to create. We don't have any model groups. I'm mapping FIFO. Whatever the like with once it is discussed with the customer, the client, you can create your as per your comfort. Item model group. Okay. Next one is, once it is done, item model group, you need to create site and warehouse. Inventory breakdown. You need to map these accounts. So it is in inventory management setup, not inventory. It is inventory breakdown. You need to map sites and warehouses. Site and warehouse. Site is created. Next, warehouse. So while creating warehouses, you know the different types of warehouses, T&L people. I'm creating warehouse. So it is not like 11 or 1, whatever it may be. Depending upon your requirement, you are mapping. So as I told you here, while creating a warehouse, you have types. Okay, you know this one already. So I have created one site and one warehouse default. So this is site and warehouse done. Now you can create released products. We can create released products. Item master means if you go to product information management, products, released products, it will be blank. You need to create one item master. It will be blank. We need to create item master, new item, and we need to proceed. I will create this item master tomorrow. Now people are leaving one by one, so it is most important. Okay, everyone should be present. That is the reason I'm stopping. Yes, please. Anyone has any doubt till now?
Satya,
Satya,
can
one
you
question.
repeat that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shailaja, I can proceed, please.
Yeah, Satya, can you repeat the first 3 points I was missed today morning?
This three?
Address, yeah, yes, correct.
Okay, we'll discuss. Yeah. Daniel, tell me.
Adding, TCS we created, right? Initially DAT is there.
Hmm.
So how to add the
Hmm.
the other companies that like demo companies, USMF and INMF, all those things and all.
It's already there.
No,
No,
actually, if you are taking like if you are taking demo system from any person, it is available USMF, DEMF, and something. In the real-time scenario, you are not going to take that companies. Am I right?
yeah.
For demo system, there will be 3 servers or 5 servers. Usually, it will be 4 to 5 servers. In production server, you will not maintain these things. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
One server will be maintained like this standard application. As and when if you want to verify something, you will have standalone like server, that is different server, test server, that is standalone server, and you will have another server with a empty database with only that company, and you need to create your own company, and you need to proceed all those things. Majority, suppose suppose 5 servers are there, then one server you will maintain this standalone system for demo data for verification purpose, but remaining 4 servers you will maintain with one is for
Our
testing.
company data.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Satya, thanks.
Okay. Anything else? I will come to Shailaja.
Yeah. So like the product dimensions, sorry, the inventory dimensions we map to items, products. So financial dimension we map to customer and vendors. So how,
Financial
so we added the financial dimensions, but how, where we map so that, it'll become mandatory that yes, we have to specify departments or anything
Understood.
else.
Yeah. So here in the accounting structure, we are making mandatory. Am I right? Some mandatory and some optional. We learned this one earlier. Am I right?
Maybe in finance, yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. So, okay, you are Tyndall. Okay. So this, in the accounting structure, we'll map financial dimensions, and then we'll map the dimensions in the item master, customer master, vendor master. Yes, we can map.
Accounting
Otherwise,
structures means GL accounts.
come again, Ali.
Accounting structure means the individual main accounts, you mean to say?
No. There is one more form. It is finance. Okay, let me show you. In general ledger, because you are a like T&L consultant, I know what is the complexity here. In the structures, you will find config account structure with the main account with the financial dimension combinations. See. Main account plus dimensions, whatever you want, you can map. This is one of the most important. I have explained almost 3-4 hours to finance team. Clear, Ali?
Okay.
So these are the dimensions you are mapping. So it's a big subject, to be frankly, related to this one. But you can map as you understood simply. Yes, you are right. In a customer and vendor, you are mapping item also. In customer account, you are mapping financial dimensions downside. And while posting transactions also, you need to map the dimensions, financial dimensions. Okay, I think we don't have any data in TCS. Let me go to USMF and I will show you. Give me 1 second. In masters and transactions, you will map financial dimensions.
Okay, so those will be default on the transactions. I mean, on PO and sales orders.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the last, you will find financial dimensions. It is not mandatory you need to map here something, but transaction, while doing transaction, it will verify, it will validate. Okay,
so it will verify that the transaction is going to that particular accounting structure and that account. Okay.
Yes, based on the structure, it will validate, and that's why I told you accounting structure, like ledger form is in the ledger form, you are mapping accounting structure. So that's why I told you ledger is a brain of the human being. It will give instructions whether need to post it or not. Because in the general ledger form, in this ledger form, everything is mapped. Chart of accounts, account structure, and currencies. So what should be posted, what is the currency, what should be the chart of accounts, what is the accounting structure, everything will be validated here. This will be continuously firing, running in the backend. Understood?
Understood. Yeah. Thanks.
Welcome. Okay, so anything else? Okay, so in that case, I'm stop recording and I will give you clarification